everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. So this week, just a little update. I did my 3-week mini cut. So the goal in the mini cut was to try to just bring my body fat down a little bit. I felt like I was creeping up at the high end of what my desired range was. So I did a 3-week mini cut, just basically trying to keep my protein levels high, but my carbs were cut back a good bit, as well as fat a little, not a whole lot. And basically just to be in a caloric deficit over 3 weeks time. Now, I was not super duper strict. However, charting out my numbers each week, I was within my range for most days of my targeted fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. So I ended up it takes me normally a couple of weeks to make a drop. I don't know why that is. It just usually does. So the entire 3 weeks, I averaged basically 1 pound a week. However, I did get my body fat down to what I was aiming to get it to. So at this point, I'm probably just going to maintain around where I am and start adding the calories back in gradually to keep working on this bulking phase. So trying to keep the fat levels down. I think that if you have way too many calories, so what you don't want to happen is to have way too many calories and just be in sort of a fat storage mode. Basically, my opinion is you're either fat burning or fat storing. You're not going to be both. So if you are trying to gain lean muscle, you really have to be careful in the amount of calories that you are in a surplus, because you don't want to have that storage level high, and you definitely want to keep focus on the lean gains by having the appropriate nutrition. So it's, something that definitely has to be calculated. So questions for the week are, first of all, should you do weighted ab workouts? And my answer to that is weighted type of machine crunches or rectus abdominis movements like cable crunches, even crossover crunches are not going to be bad. You don't want to go really heavy because you really don't want to build. And I feel like that's particularly true in things like side bends. Like side bends are not terrible, but I avoid them just because I don't want to add width to my waist. So I would want to do more of a twisting motion from the upper level, like bicycles, Russian twists, things like that, with not a lot of weight. I don't want to do really heavy weighted side bends. The second question is, what do you think about intermittent fasting? So I think that it's okay for some people. It does have its benefits. If you are the kind of person who tends to eat too much throughout the day and you're always going over on your calories, sometimes people can put off that first meal, and it's okay because it's basically the calories that you consume in the entire day that matter. But some people, once they start eating, they sometimes have difficulty stopping. So it's okay if you move that eating period forward some. So instead of like getting up and eating at like 8 o'clock, you might not eat until noon. So the goal is to have your calorie range where you want it to be for the day. With that said, if your goal is to gain lean muscle and you're training hard all the time, you want to make sure that you have a good supply of protein throughout the day, as well as carbohydrates for your pre and post workout. So you would not want to do I don't feel, some people don't think it's a big deal to be fasted when you train. But personally, I don't do well with that. Like, I need to have usually a few meals in order to train. So, anyway, where I'm going from here in my bulking journey. So, I'm just had my 3-week mini cut. I had probably been in a good tracking phase of at least 5 weeks since I had my surgery. So I'm kind of going from my post-surgery date. So right now I'm going to work on building back up. I'm about at 100% in the gym. So now I'm just trying to lift hard and lift heavy and work on building my calories back up. So I will have more progress pictures soon, and I hope you all have an amazing week. I will talk to you soon. Let me know if you have questions. Be sure that you subscribe to my channel if you have not. Thank you so much.